Hello everyone, this is Grace. It is September the 14th, 2021, and today we're going to be discussing false prophets. And now, if you've been with us through this study since the beginning, you will remember that the false prophets begin during the time of the second trumpet, which is our time. The first and second trumpet are our time. And then they flourish and they become really big, and to the point where the third trumpet is really describing the false prophets. But here, let's look at Daniel. As a matter of fact, I didn't put that in here, but just to do a quick review, we see the false prophets in Daniel 11, where it says, here, in the kingdom of the and in those times there shall many stand up against the king of the south. Also, the robbers of thy people shall exalt themselves. Those are the false prophets. So they start during our time, and they become big. They become huge during the final hours of the church. It says, the robbers of thy people shall exalt themselves to establish the vision, but they shall fail, but they shall fall. So, I didn't say a lot about them when I did the third trumpet because they're all over the Bible. But now I can see, I don't know if you've noticed them around, but I can see how they are establishing themselves and what they're doing. And so I wanted to share it with you, some of the things that I've seen. So let's go ahead and we have a lot of verses to look at, you guys, but we need to talk about it, just in case you haven't noticed it yet. Now, what the false prophets are doing, just to let you know, is they are, well, that I've noticed mostly, they are really, they're looking at my videos. And I'm not trying to brag or anything, but this is just the way it is. They're looking at my videos. They're looking at what I have to say. And then what they're doing is they're going back, taking what I have to say, twisting it around into a lie, and then they'll backdate what they're backdated as though they're saying it. But they'll change it just a little bit, something, because they don't really want to tell the truth. That's the thing about the false prophets. They don't want you to get the truth. But what it looks like is, since they're backdating everything, it looks like I'm taking what they're saying, changing it a little bit, and then I'm giving it to you. It's very slick. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to say he, she, different. I'm not going to call anyone out on this video or anything like that. Hold on. Okay, so one of them, in particular, I was watching, and it seemed like every time I did a video, within about a week, now, like I said, I'm going to change the nouns to pronouns. Within about a week, she would have, or he would have, he would have a video of exactly what I had just said, but it would be backdated. And so I was kind of watching, and so I would pull up his videos or her videos, and I'm watching her videos, and mind you, now I'm looking, and then all of a sudden what I noticed was, not only was his information backdated, they would backdate people contesting his videos. So I would pull up her information and I would see her videos. And then all of a sudden I see a backdated video attacking her. And they're very, very good about it. They're very good. They're very slick about it. When they backdate it, they don't just go in and put a backdate. No, they go to that website. I can't remember the name of the website, but I went to it a long, long time ago. And on the website, what you do is you put in a date, and you can go back in on the computer to that date. And you'll see all the same ads that they showed during that time. And you'll see all the same Google that they showed during that time. And it'll be just like you were on the computer like 10 years ago, if you wanted to go back 10 years. I went there, but I've lived through all that, so it was nothing fascinating to me. I spent all of 5 minutes looking at it. So I had used it before, where you go back in time on your computer. It's nothing new, but that's what they would do. They would go back in time on their computer, make it look like were using the computer back in the day. And yeah, all kinds of tricky stuff, just tricky stuff. So they're using like backdated Google and old ads and stuff like that to make it look like they did this years ago or something. Same thing that I would be saying today. And they would have other people backdate their videos to look like they have been contesting them from years ago. And it's all very calculated. Very, very calculated. It's very, very slick. See, now, I can tell you guys this now, but when they do this in the end days, there may not be anyone there that's going to catch them and check them. And so they'll probably get away with it far easier than they are now. But I'm just sitting here watching every single thing, and it was so bold and brazen that I, in my mind, could not comprehend how it was that a person could just, every time I would do a video, literally, like a week later, not even a week sometimes, they would have another backdated video. Listen, I honestly thought to myself, well, maybe that person just doesn't care. Maybe they're putting up all of these videos and they don't care that I can see it, because maybe they're playing it for the last days. They just want the people of the last days to be able to go and see it, and then they can argue back and forth. It just blows my mind how blatant it was done. It just blows my mind. But anyway, so just watch out for that. Watch out for that. That's what I have noticed to be the most blatant. And when you find one, kind of watch their friends. Because I honestly was not really sure. If you find one, then you can kind of, I'm not going to say that you can know that their friends are, but because no, you don't want to do that. Just watch their friends. Because some of them are far slicker than that. Some of them are not going to be as obvious. But I don't know if that's going to always hold true. But for sure, the person that I saw that I noticed was obvious, their affiliates were not nearly, I mean, I can say that I believe that they are false prophets as well, but it's primarily rooted in the fact that they are affiliates with the one person that was obvious. I don't know how to put it. They're just suspect. They're suspect. It's not as concrete. Anyway, let's look at some of the scriptures about what the Bible has to say about false prophets. Since I had to bring you the information, I figured we would go ahead and do this video. Not only that, I had to do this because we have to get back into the prophecies. We are far in arrears with our videos. Um, and I realized that if I took the time to do all the videos had that we are in arrears, then we would not be back into the prophecies until sometime next year. So I had to do this video. Um, I had to do this video so that I could get back into studying the prophecies with you, so that you would know what was going on, so that when we started doing the prophecy videos again and you saw the same thing pop up on another website backdated, then you would realize what was going on, or you could just look for it. Just look for the truth. Some people don't want to know the truth, and that's fine. That's their choice. God has given them that choice. But for those of you that do, at least you now know what to look for. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the scriptures. And we have a lot of them. We have a lot of them. We have 25 here. Plus I did the Witch of Endor. Oh, that's another view. But anyway, let's continue on. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken. But the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. Now, we'll continue on. A man of God confronts Jeroboam. This is a false prophet that tricks a man of God and causes his death. So, and behold, there came a man of God out of Judah by the word of the Lord unto Bethel, and Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense. And the king said unto the man of God, come home with me. He cried, let's go back here. And he cried against the altar in the word of the Lord, and said, O altar, altar, thus saith the Lord, behold, a child shall be born unto the house of David, Josiah by name, and upon thee shall he offer the priests of the high places that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee. And he gave a sign the same day, saying, this is the sign which the Lord hath spoken. Well, this upset him, and the king tried to attack him. And when he pointed to him, his hand shriveled up. And so the king, asked him to pray for him that his hand be restored. And he prayed that his hand would be restored, and it was. And it became as if it was before. So then he said, and the king said unto the man of God, come home with me, and refresh thyself, and I will give thee a reward. And the man of God said unto the king, if thou wilt give me half thine house, I will not go with thee, neither will I eat bread nor drink water in this place. For so was it charged me by the word of the Lord, saying, eat no bread nor drink water, nor turn again by the same way that thou camest. So he went another way, and returned not by the way that he came to Bethel. Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel, and his sons came and told him all the works that the man of God had done that day in Bethel, the words which he had spoken unto the king. Then they told also to their father, and their father said unto them, what way went he? For his sons had seen what way the man of God went, which came from Judah. So he went after the man of God, and he said, and then he said unto him, come home with me and eat bread. And he said, I may not return with thee, nor go with thee, neither will I eat bread nor drink water with thee in this place. For it was said to me by the word of the Lord, thou shalt not eat bread, thou shalt eat no bread nor drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou camest. He said unto him, I am a prophet also, as thou art. And an angel spake unto me by the way of the Lord, saying, bring him back with thee into thine house, that he may eat bread and drink water. But he lied to him. So he went back with him, and did eat bread in his house and drank water. And it came to pass, as they sat at the table, that the word of the Lord came unto the prophet that brought him back. And he cried unto the man of God that came from Judah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, forasmuch as thou hast disobeyed the mouth of the Lord, and hast not kept the commandment which the Lord thy God commanded thee, but camest back, and hast eaten bread and drunk water in the place of the which the Lord did say to thee, Eat no bread and drink no water, thy carcass shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy fathers. And it came to pass, after he had eaten bread, and after he had drunk, that he saddled for him the ass, to wit, for the prophet whom he had brought back. And when he was gone, a lion met him by the way, and slew him, and his carcass was cast in the way, and the ass stood by it, and the lion also stood by the carcass. And so then everybody thought it was strange that the ass was standing there and the lion was sitting there, and the lion wasn't attacking the ass. And they went and told the old prophet that I brought him back, and he knew it was the man of God, and he went and got his body, and he mourned over it, and he buried him after he had tricked him. After he had tricked him, but he should have known better. So I mean, he didn't. So anyway, afterward I came into the house of Shemaiah, the son of Deliah, the son of Mehetabeel, who was shut up, and he said, Let us meet together in the house of God, within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple, for they will come to slay thee. Yea, in the night they will come to slay thee. And I said, Should such a man as I flee? And who is there that, being as I am, would go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. And lo, I perceived that God had not sent him, but that he had pronounced this prophecy against me. For Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. Therefore was he hired, that I should be afraid and do so in sin, and that they might have manner for an evil report, that they might reproach me. My God, think thou upon Tobiah and Sanballat according to these their works, and on the prophetess Noadiah and the rest of the prophets that would have put me in fear. Another prophet trying to trick and deceive him against God. The priests and the prophets have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up by wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. It's comparing sin to strong drink. Let's see. Okay. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Turn back thine hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets. To whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach, that they have no delight in it. For from the least of them even unto the greatest of them, every one is given to covetousness, and from the prophet even unto the priest, every one dealeth falsely. They have healed also the hurt of the daughters of my people, slightly, saying, Peace, peace, when there is no peace. This seems to be a running theme amongst the prophets. There's one scripture that we're going to look at in the New Testament where it says that people are going to seek out prophets that tickle their ears or something like that. And the running theme of the prophets is they want to tell the people sweet things that are easy to hear, that are going to make them happy. And then because of the lying prophets, instead of accepting the truth, they want to be mad at the real prophets who are telling them the truth and trying to save them and help them. Jeremiah 14:14. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. Therefore thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in the land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. And the people to whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword. And they shall have none to bury them, their wives, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord. Hold on. This whole chapter, I just remember, this is the chapter I was looking at. This whole chapter is about lying prophets and priests. So I marked a few things here. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord. My heart within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine has overcome, because of the Lord, and because of the words of his holiness. For the land is full of adulterers, for because of swearing the land mourneth. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their courts is evil, and their force is not right. For both prophet and priest are profane. Yea, in my house have I found their wickedness, saith the Lord. Wherefore their ways shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein. For I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation, saith the Lord. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in Baal, and caused my people Israel to err. I have seen also in the prophets in Jerusalem a horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of the evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness, which is what I just was talking about. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. That's an odd comparison. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood, and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into the end. That wormwood ought to be familiar to you. It's the same term that's used in the third trumpet, which is about the false prophets. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. I think that's right. It's wormwood. I can't recall. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophet that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of the Lord. They say still unto them that despise me, the Lord hath said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto every one that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil ways and from the evil of their doings. Which think to cause my people to forget my name. Let's read through this. Am I a God of hand, saith the Lord, and not a God afar off? Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, saith the Lord God? Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord? I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams which they tell, every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. The prophet that has a dream, let him tell a dream, And he that hath my word, let him speak my words faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith the Lord? Is not my word like a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. Behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that use their tongues and say, he saith. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, saith the Lord, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Y'all, I have dreams. I actually have had dreams all of my life. The thing about my dreams, and this is a blessing, is that my dreams are always about me. My prophetic dreams are always about me. I'll give you an example. I'm going to tell you guys about my dreams someday, but it's okay because I'm not asking you to believe any of my dreams, because I can't do that, because I don't believe other people's dreams. I only believe their dreams as far as they are about them. You cannot come to me and tell me that you had a dream to tell me something about me. So it's really a blessing that all of my dreams are about me. And I've had them since childhood. And one time, and maybe if we have time at the end of one of these videos, because we're almost at 30 minutes now. Maybe we have time at the end. I don't think I have time now to tell you about my dreams. It's a long story. But I will tell you one just to give you some idea of what I'm talking about. I guess I have more dreams along this line than I do prophetic dreams in regards to the end of days. No, that's not true. I don't really know. I just have them all the time. So anyway, I was sitting up one day and I was wondering to myself, what maybe would my life have been like had I gotten married? Okay. So I had a dream showing me what it would have been like had I gotten married. Showed me my husband, showed me my life. And you guys, I wasn't saved. Oh, I was married, but I wasn't saved. It was so strange. I just couldn't believe it. But I got to see my life alternate, as opposed to being single and coming here and talking with you all. And there was none of that. I wasn't even saved. It wasn't strange because it happens all the time. It was, I'll have to tell you guys about my dreams sometimes. It's going to take longer than 5 minutes, though. It really is, because I had them since childhood. I just didn't know it until earlier this year. I just didn't know that they were prophetic dreams until, I guess I knew when I guess I knew a couple of years ago. But it didn't really hit me, the significance, until earlier this year, because I didn't realize what was going on. It just was hidden from me and just didn't know. Anyway, let's continue. Then the prophet Jeremiah said unto the prophet Hananiah, in the presence of the priests and in the presence of all the people that stood in the house of the Lord, even the prophet Jeremiah said, Amen, the Lord do so. The Lord perform thy words which thou hast prophesied, to bring again the vessels in the Lord's house, and all that is carried away captive from Babylon into this place. So Jeremiah had prophesied that they were going to go into captivity. And then another Hananiah came along and said, no, within 2 years you're going to be brought back to your house and released from captivity. And this is Jeremiah's response. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears, and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. The prophet which prophesieth of peace. When the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord has truly sent him. Behold, O Lord, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall the woman eat their fruit, and children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? That's in Lamentations. Okay, so we're going to stop here because there's a lot of scriptures here in Ezekiel 13 as well that address and condemn the prophets, the false prophets, not the prophets. So we're going to stop here and we'll pick up. Let's see where we are here. Ezekiel 13. I think we're almost halfway through. And I think Ezekiel 13, I have to read that, and I have to read at least one more down here in Kings. And I think the rest are just one or two scriptures. It shouldn't be that long. All right, so we'll stop here, and I will see you in the next video.